OMG. Whoa, I cannot believe it. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Do y'all hear my voice? Do y'all hear my voice? Bring them on in. Come on. Well, can I say a grand rising to the Bella Unplugged? Yeah, I said it. God dang it. Come on up in here. Come on Facebook. Come on YouTube. Come on Instagram. Oh, nope, not Instagram yet. Come on Twitter. I see y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I'm getting ready. Oh my goodness. Y'all know I'm already sweaty. Wait a minute. Yep. Y'all know this voice and y'all seeing it. Y'all saying, wait a minute, it's Bella and these two women? No, these are two queens. Y'all better get some respect up in here. Come on with these comments. Come on in this room. Yes, it is your girl. Look at. I'm bringing some energy. And guess what, y'all? I'm back. And guess what? I don't even need the freaking mic. Hello, Veronica. Get your tail on up in here. Get your tail on up in here. I am already on 100. OMG. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Come on in, comments. Where is my Tanzania folks? Come on. Where's my Tanzania folks? Get on up in here. Where's my Facebook family? I've been bragging about y'all. Come on, Facebook. Facebook family, get on. Wait a minute, Twitter. Wait a minute. Get on in here, Twitter. Come on. I want to have a war between my Twitter followers. I know, y'all. I got like 2,000. I know. I don't be putting nothing out there. Y'all just keep following Bella. Wait a minute. Back it on up. Veronica, get on in here, girl. Veronica, are you still in Houston, Texas? Girl, you better let it know. Come on up in here. Yep. Bella is on fire. Y'all don't even know. Because guess what? Yep. Y'all see that? I don't even need the freaking mic. The freaking mic is not even on. Get on up in here. Get on up in here. Because I told y'all I was going to find somebody to match Bella's energy. Well, guess what? Get on in here. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all know if y'all don't comment, I don't see a daggone thing right. I'm going to slow it on down. Wait a minute. I'm already 100 in. Wait a minute. Let me back it on up. Yeah. Wait a minute, fellas. Put your eyes in the right place, okay? Dr. Tangi already tripping. Slow it on down. Let me clear my throat. Okay, here I go. First of all, I'm back. Come on in the room. Come on in. Yep. 7.5 freaking months, y'all. 7.5 freaking months. I walked away from all of this. Come on, Veronica. Thank you, girl. Let me tell you something. I got a show for you. Veronica, thank you so much, sweetheart. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about girl power. I'm talking about who rule the world? Girls. All right, so let me take a sip. Y'all know me. Thank you, baby. Where my sisters at? Where my freaking strong sisters up in here? All right, let me take a minute. I'm going to take 2. I might take 5. Let me take a sip. Hang on. I'm new and improved. And let me kind of slow down. Let me lower my octaves. Let me go back into as my queens over here now, my Toastmaster mode. Because I took Toastmaster for about 15 years. When I was in corporate America, and certain things they told me in Toastmaster. Bella, you are so powerful. You have to learn how to speak a little slower. And your inflections are fine, but you kind of speak very fast and with your enunciation. And I said, okay, Toastmasters, 12 years. But I said, you know what? I adhere to what I like to say, rules, but I break them. Because I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. And I've been like this all my freaking life. Okay, so come on in the room up in here. Come on in the room. Let me first say thank you. Thank you to my YouTube family. I have 5 families, y'all, 5 groups. So YouTube, let me talk to you. Let me say thank you. And I mean it. Y'all like the head thing? I don't know, y'all. I'm trying to figure out the light blood. Y'all know I'm Bella. Well, keep it real. Y'all know I'm a baby because I got to get rid of them grays. Y'all know I had to, come on up in here. And Bella ain't playing. But let me say something before we get into the man of the hands. First of all, the topic of today is your health really your wealth? Is your health really your wealth. And before we move into our guests, I want to say thank you to my YouTube family. I just looked at the algorithms. I was talking to my queens before we aired, and I said, wow, it was over 80,000 people that touched my YouTube channel. I have over 3,000 subscribers. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Organically, that's work, right? And I wanted to say, as I was talking to my Queen Stars Tina, you're going to hear from her in a minute, but we're going to hear from Dr. Tanya because she's got to go. I want y'all to know something. I appreciate it. Let me say it again. Those over 80,000 people that touch my YouTube channel and those over 3,000 subscribers, but I need more. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. I got off of here 7.5 months because I got tired of the junk on YouTube, and I had junk in my life. Yeah, y'all, I had junk in my life. And y'all know Bella, I can't focus and give you my all if I'm all jacked up, right? So I want to say thank you to my YouTube family, and I want to say thank you to my Facebook, because Facebook, y'all carried me for almost 3 years. Yeah. And I'm telling y'all, I had to go back and get a new Facebook account because somebody, can you believe it, Stars Tina? You're going to hear from her. Can you believe it, Dr. Tangi? Somebody went in, acted like they were me, and told people, hey, this is Bella. I need $1,000 for crypto. What? I had people, y'all, it was stressful because people actually thought that was Bella asking people for $1,000. And I said, come on. I don't even know a daggone thing about crypto. Y'all need to be wise out there. But Facebook, thank you. Thank you so very much for supporting me. Because I'm in my 4th Facebook, which y'all believe this is my 4th account. I had over 10,000 followers. I think sometimes it'd be hater-rated going on up in here. You know what I mean? But I don't care. It doesn't matter. But I want to say thank you to my Facebook family. Thank you to my YouTube family. And thank you to my LinkedIn family, because I was getting into the vibe over a year. It's a different vibe, but if you're looking at me on LinkedIn, thank you. And if you're looking at me on Twitter, thank you. But I want to get right into it. I'm going to take my time because I've been gone for 7.5 months. But I want to take my time intentionally. Y'all come on in the room. Y'all know if y'all don't comment, I don't see y'all. Come on in the room now. My numbers are going up. It's not about numbers today. You know what it's about? I want you all to be real with yourself. So I'm going to slow it down and introduce some phenomenal queens, right? I've been on Clubhouse those 7.5 months, and it's been quite interesting. And I think I'm going to bring my 2 queens back on because it's a very interesting dynamic with Clubhouse. That's all I'm going to say. But for right now, this is the topic. Is your health really your wealth? That's the question I want you to ask yourself. Veronica, is your health really your wealth? Now, I know you a rock and sits up there and up there in Chi-Town, right? No, you're in Houston. And I need you to let me know, Veronica, what's that weather up there today? But right now, I'm going to let my first queen, her name is Queen Dr. Tangi Brewer. I met this beautiful queen down below me on Clubhouse. And I'm going to do a different format because y'all think y'all got Bella figured. I guess what I'm going to do some different things, y'all. I'm going to have a different format and everything. So without further ado, I want Dr. Tangi to come on, explain and introduce who she is. She's going to tell you all about her, how she can, how you can contact her. She got to dip out. Yeah, y'all. I'm working with busy women. We busy, y'all. We ain't got all day up in here to play around. So she's going to talk about herself. She's going to drop some nuggets. I know she will. And she's going to tell you how she can get in contact. And I know half of y'all ain't going to write a darn thing down and be like, Bella, what was the name? And I'm going to say, guess what? Go see the replay. So get with the program. Get your pencils, get your pens, get your iPad, get your Android, get your whatever device, and write this crap down. I know we have replays, but y'all know I'm into it for the lives, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to let Dr. Tangi Brewer talk about herself. And y'all, she got to jet out. So don't be tripping. Why she got off this? She's getting off because she got stuff to do, y'all, okay? So I'm going to pass the baton to the one, the only, my queen. Drum roll. Dr. Tangi Brewer. Take it.
What is going on out there, everybody? All over the social media space. I am Dr. Tangi, and what I want to say to you, we're talking about, is your health your wealth? That is the question. Let me tell you why this is so important to me. My dear mother, you all, 55 years old, 2009, came to me with high blood pressure. She told me she wanted to do it the natural way. I was super excited. But do you know that 2 days later, she went to the doctor and it was too long of a wait. So she left. She passed away 2 days later in her sleep. So let me ask you the question. Where is the priority of your health? Are you saying that my health can wait, sort of like my mom did? Or are you saying, I want to take control of my health? Because listen, there's a lot of things in life we can't control, but the very health direction of our life we can. That's right. It is in your hands to control. So my name is Dr. Tangi Brewer. I am the creator of Stylish and Fit and an award-winning program called the Lifestyle of Vitality. I just rocked it this morning with women all over the world. Yeah, I'm still sweaty because I just put it down. We all left it on the fitness floor. And it's a journey with women all over the world that say, I want to unleash the best that I've ever been. I want to be in the best health of my life. I want to have the best strength that I've ever had. I want to have optimal energy, and I know that I can do it. So I'm going to tell you all today that we all have the ability to unleash the very best that we've ever been. I often will say that you have to be intentional so that you can be dimensional. What does that mean? It means putting what's important at the forefront and being intentional about it, awakening these taste buds, right? I am a certified nutritionist, so I teach you how to make sure that you take control of these taste buds and you understand that every time you eat, it releases a message to your body, right? Vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin D, all of those. But some people, guess what? The messages are not releasing because they're eating too many processed foods and other things. And then I'm all about fitness. I'm a certified personal trainer, certified yoga instructor, certified Zoom instructor, so many certifications under my belt, because here's what I understand. That when this body is strong, this body preserves our purpose, right? When people come to me and say, I want to have a dream house, I'm like, baby, you got the dream house because you house the dream. So what is the environment of your house looking like? Is it full of clutter, right? What is the environment of your house? Then I want to ask you this. When you say your health is your wealth, I believe that we all have an energy currency. We have the ability to build our energy currency, right? And how do you do that? It's about making the investments every single day. So what is your energy currency looking like, everybody? You may have all the money in the bank. You may have a Mercedes in the garage, but some people, they don't have a treadmill in their house. They don't have weights, right? Because after we turn 25 years old, guess what happens? What's up, Veronica? You lose muscle. And when that happens, degeneration happens, baby. And then when that happens, people begin to experience problems. Do you know that it's said that people who lift weights have a 30-40% more longevity because they're taking care of the strength of this body? Then they're stretching because it prevents injury. There's a format of doing that that's so important, you guys, and it's building your energy currency for life. Your cardio, getting that heart rate going and moving. And I'm not just talking about, when Whitney Houston sings, she gets a little misty sweat across her, right? Her little upper lip. I'm not talking about a little misty sweat. Is your shirt sticking to your chest, right? Are you sweating? Are you challenging yourself? If your health is your wealth, you should be challenging yourself every single day. How are you putting it down, right? When your health is your wealth, wellness just flows with you. Be it nutrition, I often say that I get snooty around food, baby. It's not like I can't have that. It's like, it can have me, because this is what I understand, that my energy is required for my next level. And I often will say this, that your plate reflects your mandate. So every time you lift that fork, you have to think about this. What are you serving yourself? So I wrote this book called Serving You Life. It's on Amazon. If you click on Serving You Life by Tangi Brewer, it will pop up. And here's what I understand is that when we eat, it is going to give life to our bodies, and not just life to our bodies, but it's going to help us make a greater impact on every environment that we walk into. I often will say this, that you have to rock your purpose with vitality. So I don't do what I do so that you can get a little bitty, itty bitty, teeny weeny polka dot bikini, or so guys, so you can rock those Speedos. I do this so that you can rock your purpose with vitality. So if you all are watching and you are people of purpose, I want to ask you this. Where is my wellness? Am I rocking my purpose with vitality? Is it at the forefront? If it's not, guess what? It's not what you didn't do yesterday, but what you are blessed to do today. So if you are ready to take your wellness, take control of it, it is time now. It is time now. You know what now backwards is? When you say now backwards, it's WON. It means one. You already won, baby, when you begin to act now. So I want you all to move in the direction of your health, meaning that you know that it is your wealth, it is your energy currency. So what are you going to do today to make an impact for your future? It may start with the fork that you're lifting. Maybe you need to think twice about what you are putting in your body. I can help you with that. I'm a certified nutritionist, right? I can help you with your fitness. You got to think about, what is the structure of my body? When I wake up in the morning, am I able to maintain the same energy throughout the day? Some people wake up in the morning like their bodies have to thaw out. They have to run to coffee. If you're running to caffeine, you're trying to manufacture energy that, guess what, baby? It is in your control to manufacture. So if you're running to caffeine, a soda pop, all of those things, you have the ability to control the very health direction of your life. And it starts with thinking what? Intentionally. Because when you think intentionally, you're thinking dimensionally, you will begin to go to different levels. All right. And so again, like I said, I created the Lifestyle Vitality Challenge, which is a 4-month journey that right now people all over the world are rocking. Like I said, I just got through sweating and leaving it all on the fitness floor. And if you're saying, you know what, I want to transform my body, I'm ready now, then contact me, because I want to get you where you need to be. And I thank God for Bella, because she understands that our health, guess what? It is like our superpower. It is our superpower. We saw, like, after COVID and all of these things, that our immune system, that is what's going to carry us. People who had comorbidities, all of those things, were, guess what, dying far too soon. Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States? Many people walking around with undetected high blood pressure, like my mom, who passed away in 2009. Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. Of that number, type 2 makes up 95%, which is, guess what, reversible. So many people are walking around with illnesses that are reversible, that it's in their control to change. So I wonder if you had $5 million under your mattress and you didn't know it. You didn't know it because you never accessed it, right? Or more, whatever you're hoping for. But guess what? Your wealth, your health, many people are sitting with all of this wealth in their health that they can take control, but they haven't tapped into it. So they have achy feet. They have arthritis. They can't go up 7 flights of stairs when their energy currency is sitting right there under their nose. So I'll ask you, is that energy currency sitting under your nose, and are you grasping it? That is the question today. My name is Dr. Tangi Brewer, and I trust that you will now begin to move in the direction of your health and wellness. Like I said, we can't control a lot of things in the world, but the very health direction of our life we can change. Build that legacy for your children's children. Understand what your why is and take control of it. You can reach me on Instagram, stylishandfit_. That's right. I'm stylish and fit because right now I have on my fitness clothes, but I'm also a wardrobe stylist too as well. I believe that how we wear our purpose, how we show our beauty from the inside out is huge. And so I help people tap into their signature style. So my program is very different than many out there, because at the end, after we transform our bodies, then we rock it in a fashion show, and we do a huge, big fitness production, which is called my Big Reveal, which is happening in Chi-Town. That's where I live. So if you're in Chi-Town, definitely reach out to me. I want to connect with you. Bella, I love you. Thank you for staying consistent to the journey. Thank you for the deposits that you're putting out. Thank you for being this powerhouse woman. I'm so glad to be connected to you, and wonderful to have this opportunity. Back over to you, Bella.
And y'all know Bella forgot to take herself off of mute. I want to hear some hearts. I want to hear some chest. Come on, y'all know in my world, I want to see some reviews. So I want y'all to give it up for the first time, one and only, Dr. Tangi Brewer. And I will have my queen back, because y'all know she got to take care of me, because Bella got to lose some weight, y'all.
I got you, Bella. I got you.
My coach, y'all. For real, for real. Dr. Tangi, we love you, baby.
Love you too, Stars. Team, you rock. Everybody out there, thank you for watching. Thank you for bringing your energy, because it is transferable. When everybody shows up wanting to be more, to unleash more, it's like fertilizer for results for everybody else. So thank you guys for joining. Bella, love you, and I'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, we're going to keep this puppy rolling because y'all know I got a special guest, and I'm getting ready to tell y'all something right now. Now, the build-up is the bottom of the hour, but we're going to figure out and see if Dr. Toko going to really come on, y'all, because we know he's a real medical doctor. He's a fine medical doctor. Startina, they don't know. I'm getting ready to tell you something, Startina, before I introduce you. He is my cardiologist. Yes, I said my cardiologist. And he is taking 30 minutes out of his precious schedule to come on. Now, he said he was coming on 9:30. Y'all hold me to it. If he don't come on 9:30, I'm going to let Startina rip it because that girl got some power up in here. So just stay with me. Come on in the room. Y'all come on with some comments. Now I'm getting ready to introduce this person. Oh, my goodness. Now, let me tell y'all something. Bella don't live in a world called competition because Bella live in a world called love. But I'm going to tell y'all something. She's younger than me. Oh, yes, the heck she is. And I want to say she has matched my energy because when I first heard this, I said, oh, my God, this girl can't be real. Because guess what, y'all? Y'all know Bella, right? Like-mindedness brews like-mindedness. This girl got a lot of energy, So I'm going to introduce this young woman. Y'all got to entertain. It's no disrespect. Y'all know my age. I'm a baby boomer. So when I say girls, it's not out of it's out of respect because these are my girls. But you know what? All I'm going to say is I'm going to let Startina take it away. But I got to say this. I met her on Clubhouse a couple of months ago. Like I said, y'all, I've been gone for 7.5 months. I've been on Clubhouse. I didn't quit, y'all. I just wanted to get on there and see what was up. But anyway, y'all say I'm back. But Startina, she's a phenomenal, full of so much entity. I'm going to just say this. I want her to talk about herself, which she will. I want to talk about one of her many. Did I say many? Multi-talented, multi-facets of things that we all do. Did I say we all? Did I say only Dr. Tangi has the juice? Did I say Startina has the juice? And y'all know, y'all been rocking me for almost 3 years. Everybody has the juice, right? Because what I say, well, I learned this in Glenn Lundy's world, right, Startina? Everybody got to sit at the table. Well, guess what? In my world, everybody got a story to tell, and we use the mic. So without further ado, again, I'm watching my time. Now that the Toko come on here, we're going to cut to the chase because he's a medical doctor. But if not, we're going to keep it rolling. Back to the question.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Alrighty, guys. So I am super excited to get here. And before I even begin, I just want us to start sharing the room out. You see that right there? Starstina.com. That's how you can contact me. But before I get into my story, before I get into anything, I'm hugging Bella right now. I'm giving her a hug. And I want you to follow her on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I don't know where we are, but give her a follow right now because she is amazing. I am Startina, your Traumedy energy coach. And some of you are listening to that and you're like, what does traumedy mean? Yes, it is a word I made up, but it was definitely needed. A trauma is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy combine. When these two energies collide, life-changing experiences occur. Now, I've got 5 minutes, maybe 6, maybe more, we don't know. So I'm going to keep it short. And I can sit here and I can spend hours going over all the traumedies I've gone over in my life from when I was a teenager and tried to commit suicide twice. I can even share how I ended up in a mental hospital after my father died. I was so depressed. He died from a massive heart attack at 49. And then that brings me back to my quick story that I'm going to share with you to like really get to your heart. And if you see this picture right here, Lion-Hearted Legend, I'm going to take you back to 2016, which was the best time of my life. I was a single mom, yes, but you give me lemons, I'm turning them into lemonade, okay? It's a Friday night. My daughter is a professional dancer on an NBA team, Madison Square Garden. My son has a successful sneaker store. He has a second store in Philadelphia. My life is great. I'm living up, teaching 20 to 30 classes, best shape of my life. And one Friday night, I get a phone call from my daughter. And she's hysterical. She's screaming. She's like, something happened to Molly. Get to the shop now. So I get in my car and I'm racing down the highway. I live in New Jersey at the time. It's freezing cold. I don't know what's going on. Nobody's telling me anything. I called the police stations. I called the hospitals. I even called the mayor of the town trying to figure out where he was, and nobody's telling me anything. So I get to the block where his shop is, and I look down the street and I see about 50 or 60 people standing up outside. I see yellow caution tape all over the place. So I jump out my car and I start running, and it's freezing outside, like 20 degrees. I get to the shop and I go to pull open the door, and a police officer just grabs me from behind. And I look at him, I'm asking everyone, what's going on? What's going on? Where's my son? Where's my son? And nobody is saying anything. And I finally look at this police officer and I said, where is my son? What's going on? And he said, I'm sorry, your son is dead. And at that moment in my life, I realized I had to make a decision. Was I going to move forward and win and conquer? Or was I going to fall into a little shell and melt and just give up? And I realized I had to push through. I didn't realize it until then. I was developing a program which I now currently call Mind and Body Transformation Program. Yes, my 21-year-old son, Jamal Gaines, you Google name, you will find him. He was murdered that Friday night. And in honor of him, this is his shirt, by the way, we call him Lionhearted Legend. You see, I have an Oscar back there. We'll get into all that later on. But in the beginning, when I started sharing my story, I thought my why for pushing through, because if you didn't know, fitness is my passion. I loved it. When I first began on the fitness journey, I was over 200 pounds. And if you're struggling with weight, can I see some stars? Are you with me? Are you listening to me right now? Can I see some stars? Can I hear something? Let me know that you're with me. Have you ever been overweight, struggled with wanting to, lose weight? I recently turned 50. Last year I turned 50. And Lord of mercy, oh my goodness, it is a struggle. And when I first started on this journey, I thought it was to fit into nice clothes and to look sexy. And even recently, I thought I was into fitness, in honor of my son. But I realized the reason why I'm so passionate, the reason why it's my purpose, is because my father died at 49 years old. Now, looking at him, you'd be like, oh, he's fit. He had muscles. He was a construction worker. He looked very, very healthy, but he had high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes. Lord knows what else he had, because he would kind of go to the doctor. Do you have a family member that's overweight, over 200 pounds, over 250 pounds? Get them to the doctor. I'm getting off track. I'm sorry, because this is solely deep to my heart. And I realized the reason I'm so passionate about fitness is because if I would have known then what I know now, my father would probably still be here. Wow. I never cry over my father. I thought I was over, and that, whew. Sorry, guys. I am your Traumedy energy coach, and it's a journey, guys. It's a journey. And in the past, I thought, I'm healed, I'm good, but I will never be healed. It's a healing process. It is a journey. And I guess my father's visiting me right now. And if you're watching this and you're struggling with weight, I decided this morning, one of my clients, she was telling me how she has a friend who's extremely overweight. Now, the client recently lost 20 pounds. She's doing good, but her girlfriend is like almost 300 pounds. And she said all these things to her, and she's like, she didn't care. And I said, we're going to do something. And I said, I'm going to do this for free. I said, I'm starting a program. So if you're watching this right now, again, starstina.com, that's how you contact me. I am doing a free program for 7 women. They have to be over 250 pounds, and they have to want to change their life. So if you're a woman, you're over 250 pounds, contact me. My Instagram, my Facebook, my everything is right there. I'm doing a 6-week program to transform lives. I run an online fitness boutique studio. This is something that I crafted during COVID, everything went down. It boomed for me. I have an online fitness boutique studio. We have over 20 classes. It is a community. In life, in order to grow, you have to have a tribe, guys. Your vibe is your tribe. When I say vibe, your vibration. All right, we are moving. My program that I developed from my Traumedy is to have a mind and body transformation, because it's a lot. It's based on 4 pillars. The first pillar is your mindset. What are you putting into your head? Second pillar, heart set. Third set, nutrition. 80%, I repeat, 80% of the way you look, how you feel, is by what you're eating. The other 10% is genetics. The other 10% is exercise and exercise. So those are the 4 pillars. If you're interested in this program, tap into me. I am Stars Tina. This was an amazing interview. I'm so excited to hear from this cardiologist, guys, because low key, can I tell you, I think there's something wrong with my heart because I did a marathon and now I'm struggling. I don't know if it's the 50 years old, but Bella, I'm throwing the microphone to you. Dr. Toka, thank you so much for coming through. Share the wisdom.
All right. Listen, I told y'all Bella gonna be impromptu, and y'all know the man of the hour is here. And I think Dr. Toko trying to figure it out, but I'm giving him a couple of seconds because let me say something. Y'all know it is not easy. I'm gonna reveal myself. He going out. That's all right. Dr. Toko can do anything he want with me, Dr. Charles Tina. But let me slow it down. First of all, as we take a minute, because I'm gonna tell you something. In my world, Stars Tina, Dr. Toko is the world leading cardiologist. I'm gonna say black man in Atlanta, Georgia. He not only takes care of patients in Atlanta Medical, but he also is on what they say on staff with Emory. And for those who know Atlanta, Stars Tina, Emory Hospital in Atlanta is like where I'm from, Baltimore, Maryland, John Hopkins. It's the, as they say, the elite of the elite. So as he's get himself ready, Dr. Toka can do any daggone thing he want on my show because I want y'all to know something.
I love it.
Not currency, but collaboration, as you well know, Stars Tina, I just keep hearing that from Clubhouse, is really the new currency. And I want anybody to match Bella, where you can go and talk to your own cardiologist. This is my own doctor, for real, Stars Tina, and ask him, Dr. Toko, would you mind coming on my informative show, Stars Tina? Now, I can't pay you 30 minutes, right, Stars Tina? I can't even pay you for this doctor visit. Thank God for medical insurance. But Dr. Toko, will you find it in your heart to maybe come on and do a PSA? Stars Tina, that's public service announcement to the community. And I knew he would say, Bella, you got me at hello. So I don't know what Dr. Toko's doing. He can do whatever he wants. He promised me, Stars Tina, that he would give me 30 minutes today from 9:30 to 10 a.m. And so he can rock on till he come back on because he's been on this show multiple times. Hey,
I love it.
They was yelling at me the second time. They were like, oh yeah, she don't know no doctor. He was scheduled to come on, and guess what, Stars Tina? He's a doctor. He had to go in surgery.
Exactly. Wow. That's it. And I believe next month is Heart Health Month or something like that, I believe.
I believe this. Dr. Toko, I know you're off of mic, and so I don't know if you're figuring it out, but Dr. Toko, when you're ready to just come on in and shut Bella down, you can shut Bella down because, you know, a lot of people are coming on. They have nothing but respect for you, Dr. Toko. And like I said, Stars Tina, he's been on here. This will be his 4th or 5th time. I can't keep up.
Oh, wow. Look, so when he spoke before, what were some of the things he spoke about the last time he was here?
Dr. Toko, if you're off mic, please chime in. He was talking about just generalities as far as the things to do. Exercise, you know, watch what you eat. You know, doctors have to be very careful. He's going to come back in, hopefully.
That's true.
Doctors have to be careful in them generalizing information because Stars Tina, and we talked about something before he come on, and this is, people be like, they want to hold you to the carpet with everything. You know, well, like,
you know what I say? People have to do what works for them. Some people maybe want to be vegetarian, pescatarian. You have to do what's good for your body, your mindset. Hello, Tracy, looking good.
Hey, girl.
That's the one tip I want to give to everyone that's watching, because people will look at me and say, well, what do you eat? Well, what do you drink? Well, I am different than you. My blood type is different. My family history is different. So definitely go to the doctor, figure out your numbers, get your blood work done. Do you need more water? What type of vitamins? So be specific for yourself. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey, my thoughts is, Dr. Toko, are you coming off a mic? Can you hear us, Dr. Toko?
He's off mic. He's good.
Yeah, Dr. Toko, give me a thumbs up.
Oh, he popped out again. You know what?
You know who's busy at daggone, you know what, but we're going to keep it moving, right, sir?
Yes. I was going to say the same thing. So we talked about being specific for yourself, the exercise and movement. So you know what? Another thing, Bella, I don't call it exercise anymore because I find the way you say something can scare someone. If I would say, go exercise, but if I would say, let's go dancing, let's go play pool, let's go bowling, move your body, movement. So I don't say exercise to my people anymore. So that's something you want to do as well. Another good thing.
Well, what
And
we're
if you
gonna
need
do,
movement.
yeah, we're gonna rewind. I'm looking at the time, and listen, I'll probably be on here for 3 hours, Stars Tina. You're gonna have to drop off because the seat feels good. I haven't been in it 7.5 months, and
You look good. You look good.
hey, I'm telling you, but as we kind of transition, and I want people to know something about Bella, we have something in production. I'm allotted. Dr. Toko, can you hear us?
Now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You know what, Dr. Toko, we're going to get out your way. We started talking about, is your health really your wealth? Dr. Toko, we know you busy. Stars Tina wanted to meet you, and we're going to go off the sideline, but time is money, Dr. Toko, so we're going to let you rip. Talk about whatever you want, and if questions come up, Dr. Toko, I'll put them on, the screen, as you all know the answer. But for right now, I'm going to minimize us and maximize you. Dr. Toko, you definitely have the floor, sir.
Well, I have to say it sounded like I couldn't hear the conversation. I couldn't hear any of what you guys were saying, but it looked like an extremely interesting conversation. So I don't know what you guys were discussing before, but as thank you for the introduction. My name is Michael Toka. I'm a cardiologist and cardiac electrophysiologist. I work at Total Cardiology of Atlanta. We see patients who have all sorts of heart problems, including atrial fibrillation, congestive heart failure. And I specifically work in the area related to abnormal heart rhythms, which involves, sort of people who have abnormal heart rhythms who may need, medical management, may need procedures that try to improve those heart rhythms. The process itself, when we talk about cardiovascular disease, one of the things that we talked about before is how prevalent cardiovascular disease is. I think we all know someone, have a friend, have a family member who has high blood pressure or has diabetes, may have had a heart attack, may have heart failure. But I don't think sometimes we don't realize how prevalent these things are and how many complications come from this. I was talking to a patient just yesterday who was saying, they have high blood pressure, but they haven't had any headaches or other things. And I think sometimes we don't realize even something, that we hear about commonly, like high blood pressure, they call the silent killer, because so many people have high blood pressure, which results in strokes, heart attacks, kidney disease, and many other things. So it is important for us to be vigilant about all those things, and be vigilant. And the things I would recommend to patients first is just from a screening perspective to know your numbers, sort of knowing where your blood pressure usually runs, having a blood pressure machine and checking your blood pressure frequently, getting blood tests to know what your cholesterol is, making sure you know what your cholesterol is. If you have heart problems, knowing what your heart squeezing level is, what the ejection fraction is, to make sure that you know those things. It's so important that we're involved in our medical care and know the details of our medical care, and don't just leave it up to our doctors, our nurse practitioners, our other health professionals, but that we're involved in that process. And Bella, as you know, one of the things that I think is so important is, there's the medical side of things like medicines, but there's also the lifestyle side of things. And just yesterday, the Pediatric Association came out with new recommendations related to childhood obesity, just because childhood obesity is so prevalent. And it's one of those things that for children, for adults, for all of us, especially in the United States, but around the world, heart disease is the number one killer, and we have to do the things, not just medically, but within our lifestyles that improve our overall health. And so, as we've talked about, one of the things that's recommended is exercising, at least 3 times a week for at least 30 minutes. And, that can be walking in your neighborhood, that can be swimming in a pool, that can be, riding a stationary bike, any of those things, but anything that gets the heart rate up for, about 30 minutes, 3 times a week, making sure that people are eating a healthy diet, really, really focus on the diet. Sometimes we think about, traditional diets or different diets are really the best. Everybody says, I grew up eating this, or I'm used to eating this. But really, when we look, at the United States compared to other countries, and we look at the rate of heart disease in the southern portion of the United States, the number of deaths is highest in relation to heart disease in the southern United States for many reasons, but partially because of our diet. And so it's one of those things that sometimes what we grew up eating isn't necessarily the best thing for us to eat. And so in the best possible world, we would eat less, certainly less fried food, less meat overall. If we were going to eat meat, sort of more lean meats like chicken and fish, eating more fruits and vegetables. Most of us don't have enough fruits and vegetables in our diet. Really, every day and with every meal, we should be eating some fruit or some vegetable, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, sort of really focus on fruits and vegetables. And sometimes we eat fruits, but we don't eat vegetables. It's very important that we eat fruits and we eat green vegetables. In addition, sort of not eating too much of the sugar and desserts. And that really includes sodas and that type of thing, which people frequently may drink. Sweet tea, soda, all those things we have too much sugar in our diet. So really trying to avoid those things like sugar and desserts and that type of thing. Try to make that an occasional thing, not an all the time thing. Avoiding soda, drinking water, drinking other things that don't have a lot of sugar in it are usually best. And then not adding a lot of salt to the food. Trying to be as careful as possible with that. So we want to really know our numbers. We want to really focus on our healthy diet. We want to really focus on our exercise. And then the other things you think about that are a little bit harder to control for people are really trying to make sure you get enough sleep. Oftentimes I'll talk with coaches that they get not nearly enough sleep. So making sure that as much as possible, you do the things that allow you to get enough sleep. Some of those things are, going to sleep without the phone or the computer or the TV on, like not having those things in the bed, doing those things on the couch or the sofa, but not necessarily doing those things when it's time to go to bed, going to bed at the same time every night, not drinking caffeine in the afternoon or evenings that ends up keeping us awake many hours later. And then when you wake up at night, trying to stay in bed at night. Sometimes people will say, I wake up to go to the bathroom a lot during the night. Sometimes trying to not drink caffeine late at night and trying to not drink a lot of liquid within the 2 hours before going to bed helps people where they're not waking up as much at night, but trying to do that as well. And then after sleep, some of the other things that you think about are just stress reduction. And that's possibly the hardest thing to do. But as a lifestyle modification, it is important. Stress reduction is hard because it involves a lot of external factors, but it is important to take time for yourself and do things that decrease, the stress in your life. Just like high blood pressure increase your cardiovascular risk, increased stress increase your cardiovascular risk, and finding ways actively that decrease that stress is important. So those are the general things I'd think about. Knowing your numbers. If you need medicines, take the medicines every day. If you don't need medicines, obviously we don't want you to be on medicines, but if you need them, we want you to take them every day. Working on the healthy diet, working on the exercise, make sure you're getting enough sleep and stress reduction. Definitely want to think about those things. I don't know if there's any questions that you had or other things that you want to talk about, but as a general group of principles in terms of things that work on trying to, get all of us to, 110 years old, those are things I would think about that a lot of times we don't necessarily do.
Dr. Toko, thank you. Bella's maneuvering because I've been gone for 7 months, and so things are a little bit different. I have a direct question, and Sartina's made. My question is this, Dr. Toko. I keep hearing over the last 6 months about regular routines, and I heard you say it as well. Why is it so important for us to have regular routines as it relates to health?
Oh yeah, it's extremely important in health and a lot of other aspects of our life. If there's a lot of books and discussions on this, there's a book called Miracle Mornings, and there's other things. It's so hard for us to do things if we have to have a chaotic schedule or don't have an organized schedule. And sometimes saying, like with exercise, sometimes when you say I'm going to exercise every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and if you say I'm going to exercise every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in your mind it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Versus I'm going to exercise tomorrow, and then it ends up being the next day. I'm going to exercise, and you keep saying tomorrow. And so having a schedule, knowing the time that you're going to exercise, knowing exactly what you're going to do ends up being crucial to try to make sure that those things actually get done. In terms of healthy diet, sometimes meal planning or knowing what you're going to eat. Sometimes if you're starving and other things, you end up with what ends up not being the healthiest option. And so planning out what you're going to eat, knowing sort of things that are going to be healthier for you, because everybody's different. What exercise works for a different person or that they enjoy, what healthy diet principles people enjoy or will work for their life is different for every person. And so having those routines ends up being an easy way to try to make sure that those things get done. For all of us, we've had New Year's resolutions and other things that we have thought about or discussed and then not really done. These are sometimes keys that help people actually do the things and make sure that because they are really important for all of us and all of our lifestyle and all of our health. And as you said, for all of our wealth. Think things that you might think about in relation to that. One is exactly what you said. Having set designs in your schedule that say, I'm going to do this on these days, or I'm going to meal plan on Sunday so that for the rest of the week, or whatever those things are with healthy lifestyle, that ends up being one important way for people to sort of stay healthy and achieve those goals. One of the other things, like with New Year's resolutions and other goals that we have, that ends up being important is, that ends up being helpful when they look at the literature, when they study what causes people to, follow through on goals that they have. We always think, we say, I'll, buy myself that new whatever if I do this. When they look at it, actually, that is much less successful than people saying, unfortunately, we respond more to things we don't like than that we do like. So when they look at people saying, I'm going to promise myself to buy myself this thing if I do this, instead of people say, I'm going to donate to this political candidate I don't like. If I don't do this, I'm going to have to donate to this political candidate, or things like that can also be a source of motivation for people. So finding what's going to motivate you and get you on the right pathway. Many of us, and almost all of us, know what we need to do. It's just finding ways for us to do it.
Thank you, Dr. Toko. I'm going to take this question. I'm biased. It's my daughter. I'm going to put her on blast, and then I'm going to have Stars Tina ask her question. Ashley asked Dr. Toko, if you're generally healthy, what is the age you recommend to see a cardiologist if you have a family history of heart disease and heart failure, which, as you well know, I put myself out there, Dr. Toko, I have a history of it in my family.
Mm-hmm. And that is an excellent question, and it's very individual. Certainly, it's obvious for the person who has existing heart disease, had a heart attack, has heart failure, has irregular heartbeats, like atrial fibrillation, that person needs to see a cardiologist. Sometimes we don't focus enough on the preventive end of things. We want to really, in the best possible world, stop those things from happening, rather than have those things happen and then we're going to see a cardiologist or go to see the doctor. And so for people with a family history, exactly as you mentioned, that is a higher risk of having, heart disease, and genetics is a factor that we can't control. And so certainly that is something that we want to be as careful as possible about and think about. I usually would say for the person who, let's say someone has no risk factors and has a family history, that's sort of, I would talk with your general practitioner and sort of make a decision about the best thing for you. But also sort of some part of it is how comfortable you feel. I've had patients who have a very, very strong family history of heart disease and say, I really need to just come to get checked out because I can't sleep at night because I'm worried about, the risk of heart disease and other things. But it is, I think that is individual for patients who don't have any history, but with the exception of family history, but certainly being more on the preventive end and being as careful as possible is important.
Well, Dr. Toko, you know me, I only give a little bit to the public, but my father passed away of heart congestive failure. My grandfather, my maternal grandfather on my paternal side, also passed away of a heart attack. And the world doesn't know, Dr. Toko, I keep my business to myself, Dr. Toko, but Dr. Toko is my cardiologist because he implanted a pacemaker. Yes, Bella has a pacemaker. This is my first time, oh my God, Dr. Toko, live. But you know what? I feel comfortable saying that publicly with my cardiologist. Dr. Toko actually figured out what was wrong with me after I passed out Startinas twice with my healthy self. And then he said, you know what, Miss Bridges, you need a pacemaker. And so 2013, he implanted that at a medical center. I don't know, Atlanta Medical Center. It's closed down now. I was gonna say shout out Dr. Toko, but it's closed down now. But the point I'm making is this: Dr. Toko's attached to me. I certainly appreciate his time. I want to watch my time. He promised me to 10. It's 9:49. I'm gonna get Stars Tina's question in, and then the rest of the people. Stars Tina, it's on you.
Ooh, so many questions. So I'm a fitness professional, and I would love advice from you that I can share with my clients, being that you're a doctor, that are overweight, that can make them, I don't want to say but inform them how important it is to eat healthy and to exercise. Is there anything that you say to them that maybe I can say as well?
Well, and I do think it's very individual. So I don't know if there's one thing, but I think the things I would think about is, mentioning to people is, one is just the realization that, heart disease is the number one cause of death in the United States. And so about 1/4 of deaths in the United States are related to heart disease. And so a huge percentage of people we know, including potentially ourselves, will have heart disease problems. And if we're not doing the things that prevent them, then we are at high risk for those outcomes. And so sometimes I think the realization that sometimes we compare ourselves to the average. And I think when we look at, unfortunately in our country, because of McDonald's and Burger King and other things, we start to think that the average, sort of going to churches or going to Popeyes or going to McDonald's, is the average and is okay. And I think we had to say that, unfortunately, as a country, we are not where we need to be in terms of cardiovascular health, and that we want more people to know their grandchildren and great grandchildren. And the way that if we do the average, we have a lot of people who do not get to know their grandchildren and great grandchildren. And so I think communicating with people that we all have to go above what other people are doing, what traditionally we've done, and try to make sure certainly in terms of healthy diet and exercise, that we're doing those things. It is a challenge, because I think that there is it is something that we talk about a lot, but we don't do, even as health professionals, do enough to get people in the mindset of doing the healthy diet and exercise.
And I have another question for you. What are risk factors? And I say that because for myself, I ran a marathon in 2021, and now my heart feels different when I run. I know my father had a heart attack. I don't know if it's turning 50 or, so someone said go to a cardiologist. What are some things that people may experience and say, hey, you need to go to the doctor?
Good question. So certainly if you notice symptoms that may be concerning, chest pain, your heart's racing, sometimes people say, I used to run, a mile, and now if I, walk a mile, I feel like I can't do it. That's not necessarily, sometimes we attribute things to aging, which are not related to age. And so if people notice a dramatic difference over a short period of time in their exercise tolerance, that in itself is concerning in terms of symptoms. In terms of specific risk factors, diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, family history, which we can control, all of those things, and smoking, all of those things are risk factors for heart disease. And all of those things can be, can lead to heart disease. And so we want to be as careful as possible. Some part of the problem is for all of those things, sometimes we don't even know that we have them. And so certainly even with something as simple as family history, for all of us, we don't do a great job of talking with our relatives, talking with our family members about what medical problems we have. And so oftentimes in the office, people will say, yeah, I really have no idea what medical problems my parents have or my grandparents had or other things, just because sometimes it's not necessarily discussed. And it's so important that we discuss, that with friends, family members, and then seek treatment for it. In terms of high blood pressure, checking our blood pressure. In terms of cholesterol, getting the blood test to get your cholesterol checked. In terms of diabetes, getting a blood test to make sure that we don't have diabetes. And then the other side of it, really watching the healthy diet and exercise so we can hopefully avoid those things.
Thank you.
But those are the risk factors. Really, I think it's so important that we, really know our numbers and really take ownership of our own healthcare. I think sometimes, the medical system is unfortunately not as responsible as it should be for us. Our relatives, our friends, we can't expect somebody else to be responsible. We have to individually be responsible. And so often I have patients who come in, oftentimes wives who are bringing their husbands in who have a serious medical problem, but a relative of theirs, a friend of theirs is bringing them in who have a serious medical problem, and they're getting it checked out, sometimes people have had very serious medical problems going on for a period of time. And this is not something, I think sometimes we think about age as a specific risk factor, whereas, just yesterday I saw a 23-year-old who has a very weakened heart. And so it's one of those things, and who's had high blood pressure probably for, 8 or 10 years. And so it's one of those things that, at all ages, if you notice symptoms or if you have risk factors, you need to get things checked out and make sure exactly what's happening with your heart and other things. And at all ages, it's also important to live a healthy lifestyle. Let me ask, what has been your experience in terms of, being a professional? Fitness professional. So, that with trying to convince, in terms of getting people to follow the healthy lifestyle things.
Yes. So for me, I work with women over 40, and it's very frustrating because the women that need it most, and I'm speaking for family members, they come up with all sorts of excuses. I don't have time. And I think it has a lot to do with mindset. They may have gone through some type of trauma in their life, and they use the food as as something to make them feel good. And I can't force them, and I have to not get mad at them. I literally would scream at my mother. Yeah, I got her to lose weight, but I'm there for the everyone. And I just realized the more I kind of I don't want to say trickery. I'll say I need someone to help me out. I'll do that, and then I'll get them to come in. So that's what I found is they like to lose weight quick. So I
Yeah.
like to give them little tips. And if you're watching this, give me your thoughts on this is what I do to get them to lose 5 to 10 pounds really quick. I'll say intermittent, because it's worked for me, intermittent fasting. What's the other thing? Intermittent fasting. And when you're eating, so you're not eating too much, and then drinking more water and sleep. And then no stress. Of course, there's more, but what I find with those 3 or 4 things, people can lose weight quicker. Agree, disagree? Would you add anything else onto that for quick?
I would agree. There's 2 quick things I think about. One is that in general for people with the one thing I think different things work for different people in terms of getting a healthier diet or living a healthier lifestyle. Oftentimes for people, like making all the changes at one time is difficult. And so some people say, tomorrow I'm going to do all these things that they sometimes in the setting of a health event, like someone has a heart attack and they say, I'm gonna stop smoking, start exercising, start eating a healthier diet, and something changes. For many people, that it's harder for them to make those changes immediately. And so what I often tell patients is it's more important that you make a change, like on the first of every month. If you say, I'm gonna make a significant change, but I'm gonna make it a permanent change. Because making a change for 3 months or 6 months is less important than making a permanent change. So if someone eats fried food twice a week, and they say on the first of the month, I'm gonna eat fried food once a week. And then the first of the next month, they eat sweets 3 times a week. They say, I'm gonna eat sweets twice a week. And then the next month they say, I was eating fried food 2 times. I went down to 2 times a week. Now I'm gonna do once a week. And they keep on the first of every month making a change, but they say, no matter what, this is gonna be a permanent change. Because the next 50 years may be more important than the next 3 months. So so sometimes slower changes end up being helpful to people, and I've had a lot of patients be successful in that. And I know the second part of it is that the second thing I was saying is that we are always focused on weight loss, and I think sometimes we almost lose the forest for the trees. Like it's not that our overall weight is important. There's a reduced risk of diabetes and other things that's certainly important. But keep in mind that we'll all have an individual weight. Our healthier weight may be less than what some of us are, but they'll all have an individual weight. And we need to find our own individual weight, not necessarily find someone else's individual weight. And that, there's a lot of people who may be 100 pounds and incredibly unhealthy. And so we want to be the healthiest version of ourselves, where we're exercising, where we're doing a healthy diet. And I feel like if people are exercising and doing a healthy diet, they will come to their individual right weight, but not necessarily focusing so much on the number on the scale. So I just think sometimes I hear so many patients talk to me about, instead of health, about the weight. And I think to me, the health and how long people are going to live and taking care of their children, grandchildren and stuff is way more important to me than just the number on the scale. And obviously the two things can go together, but it's not necessarily a specific number, that getting to this weight or something, we have to find our own healthy individual weight. And if we're exercising and eating a healthy diet, we will likely end up at that weight, but not necessarily, that weight is not, X for every person, So, but I do think, that's not a reason to not do the healthy diet and exercise. The key is we still got to do the healthy diet and exercise and do those things. And then, get to the place that's our own individual correct weight. But definitely, I definitely understand what you're saying, because I've talked to, a lot of patients about healthy diet and exercise. And sometimes there's very legitimate, but there's nothing more important than our health. And sometimes people say, I'm so busy, I'm taking care of this other person, or taking care of the children, or taking care of, and there's, you can't take care of anyone else if you're not taking care of yourself. And so we all have the responsibility to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, physically, mental health wise, all those things. And it's extremely important that we do that. And so, it's all of, so there's not a lot of times the reasoning of taking care of other people isn't legitimate only from the perspective that we have to take care of ourselves to be able to take care of other people. And so, doing those things ends up being extremely important.
Thank you so much for that number on the scale, because we fight every day. And I think I'm 50, but my mind thinks, well, when I was in high school, I weighed this weight. And so thank you so much. And as I get older, I realize, the weight may go a little up. So thank you for that.
Well, Dr. Toko, I'm going to say something. I have to be integrity because it's 10 a.m. But I wanted to tell them, I leave with a joke, Dr. Toko. Dr. Toko, you didn't tell them what I tell you when I come in for the last since 2013. Dr. Toko, I need a pill, I would say, Starstina. I just take a pill and lose my weight. And Dr. Toko says, no, Miss Bridges. He doesn't call me Bella because he puts me in my place. He says, no, walking. Because I want to come in there and do 20 things, Startina. What do you say, Dr. Toko? Say, Linda, just walk. Just start in your subdivision and walk. So Dr. Toko, before you go, give us 3 of your top tips on a general level, because I do know everyone doesn't have a cardiologist. I have my cardiologist, and we want him to come back. Don't we want him to come back, y'all? We want him to come back. So Dr. Toko, whatever your top 3 general to the world, because we got about 20,000 people looking in a lot of different countries, Dr. Toko. So I want you to let it rip, Dr. Toko, your top 3 tips on what general people can do to maintain healthy, and it's coming from my cardiologist, Dr. Toko. Dr. Toko, you go.
Well, first, I just reiterate some of the things we said, which is we all have to take responsibility for our own health, knowing our numbers. I mean, I want to. Everybody should know their cholesterol, know their blood sugar, which is the hemoglobin A1C, which is the long-term blood sugar. Know what you're at risk for, and know your family history. So you want to know what your risk factors are for cardiovascular disease, since it is the number 1 killer in the United States. And so in the world, about 30% of people die from cardiovascular disease. So even in the world, throughout the world, you want to make sure that we know our numbers and that we're actively involved in taking care of our own healthcare. The second thing is, and I think you mentioned this, we sometimes get in the mindset that the solution to all our problems is this medicine or that medicine. And it's not that medicines have an important place, but all the other things are so important in terms of healthy lifestyle. And so we can't, exactly as you were saying, you I think mentioned this perfectly, which is we have to do the lifestyle things to keep ourselves healthy. It can't only be medicines and other things. And so we need to really make sure that we're doing everything possible from a holistic perspective to keep ourselves healthy, a lot of which is healthy diet, exercise, sleep, and stress reduction. And then the last thing is, I think sometimes we're bound by, sort of like the sins of our fathers, sort of that because we've been told that this is, because we grew up eating a certain thing, or because we've been told that this is what, we eat, or this other things. Some things are phenomenal that we grew up eating as children. Some things are terrible. And so we have to say, what are the things we can take from that are good, just like any life experience? What are the things we can take from that are really good? What are things we can take from that may not be as helpful or not be as healthy for us to live a long time? And so if we say, my grandparents and great-grandparents did this, but they passed away at 60, and we say, I don't want to pass away at 60, maybe we have to say that I'm going to take all the great, amazing things that my grandparents and grandparents did and great-grandparents did, but not necessarily take everything that may have contributed. Some of the things may have contributed to bad outcomes. And so making sure that from a healthy diet perspective, we don't use our history as an excuse to make bad decisions. We want to do everything possible to make the best possible decisions for us and our health, so that we are there and able to take care of our families. So I think those would be the 3 things that stand out.
Dr. Toko, you know I'm going to cry on public. I thank you. They don't know what we go through, do they, Dr. Toko?
I think I lost you for a second there.
No, I just want to thank you publicly, Dr. Toko. I counted on Joy. Please, Dr. Toko. And Bella, let me know when you give me another date in some time, 30 minutes, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me, because it is great that, sometimes, there's a million shows on everything else. There's not that many shows that really are talking about our health. And so I want to thank you for really taking the opportunity to do this, just because so often people are looking for the information. There's not even really places to find it. So I think you're providing a platform to talk about important issues that sometimes is not really there. And so thank you.
And don't tell your wife I blew you a kiss, okay, Dr. Toko? Now get off my stage and go save somebody's heart. We're going to keep on talking.
All right, great. Well, great to talk to you. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye.
Toko. Appreciate you so much.
Woo!
Tina.
Girl, I'm going to the cardiologist next month. I definitely got to go. I mean, I'm stalling, but he definitely made me realize I have to do that. So,
yeah, what is your one takeaway? It's a couple of people want to love on you, Stars Tina, but I want to stay on here a little bit longer after you leave. But I want to give you a couple of takeaways.
The takeaway I'm taking and I'm using it for my program. So I told you I'm looking for some women that are over 250 pounds that want to make a change in their life. And he said, make one change a month. When I first started coaching, I would tell people, do this, do this, do this, do this. And when you overload a person, they do nothing. So my favorite takeaway was take one change a month and make it permanent. So if you're going to do intermittent fasting for 12 hours a day, do that for the rest of your life. If you're going to drink half your body weight in water, do it for your whole life. If you're going to eat meat once a week, so make it a small change, but once a month. I loved that one. And of course, when he said, don't worry about the scale, because I hate that bloody well scale. Those are my major takeaways that I love.
Let me tell you something, Starstina. I took away a lot, but just seeing him on a quarterly basis and just for like every week for like years just really spoiled me. And he's right. And I would go in there, Starstina, just like all of us, right? And he said one day, he did call me Bella sometimes. He said, Bella, he did like this. You're not going to do all them 10 things. I'm like, he said, you're saying it because that's what you want me to hear, right? He said, do one thing. And honestly, he started me. He said, just walk. He said, he said, just walk. Can you promise me you'll walk every day? You know what I said, Starstina? I'll promise you, Dr. Toko, I'll walk in my subdivision 5 days. Because 2 days, I'm a pig out. And it just, it went on.
I love it. And listening to you say that makes me think of what my clients do. They'll say, like you said, they mention all these things. And I look at them, I look at their numbers, I look at the results. And recently I said, you know what? I don't want to hear that. Just give me one thing. And I go by 1 week or one day, for one day, send me a picture of your food. We have to keep it small, making small little changes every single day. And that small change could be sleeping, because I think sometimes people forget about the outside things besides the food, besides the exercise, because there's so many more factors with being healthy than food and exercise. That's just 2 factors. Can we talk about the stress, which raises your cortisol levels, won't let you lose weight? Can we talk about flipping well, not sleeping? If you're not sleeping, you're not going to lose weight. If you're not drinking enough water, you're not going to lose weight. Like, all these little things are important. The traumatides, the stress in your life, those things. So I think we should really focus on those other things, and that will naturally come, because when your mindset is good, when you're in a happy place, you want to eat healthy foods, right? If you're in a happy place, you don't want McDonald's or, so those are my thoughts.
But we're going to Tracy comments before we close out, Starstina. A couple of them for you. This one's for you. It's my girl, Tracy. She says, this is excellent advice, Starstina, as we close out the first month of a new year. Some of us are struggling, Starstina, with implementing the vision for ourselves of healthiness this year. Very inspiring. Now, I know her personally. She's a bad woman. I'm not going to give her tea away. She's going to come on and talk about politics. I'll give that hint. But as we close out, Starstina, how can you address what Tracy said? Tracy just giving a general statement to all of us, and we're going to focus on the women right now.
Tracy and women over 40. Yes, if you're younger, you can still tap into me. You see that link right there, starstina.com. That has all my social medias. DM me on Instagram. And I found for the women I'm with, I've been doing these communities since online. It's virtual. So you can be in Virginia. I have people in Bermuda, New Jersey, like you name it. And we are a tribe. We do things together. Every Monday night, we have a check-in, an accountability call. So each woman shares what they may be struggling with. We come on a little bit earlier and we talk about something about nutrition. And it's bigger than just that room. We are a family. So we have a book club we recently started. We also, this is all virtual. We have a running club where you kind of get on the Nike app. Bella, can I tell you, my mother has been #1 for the past 2 months. Because she's like, when she stresses, she walks. She has a goal to do a half marathon in May. So on this app, it shows where you are, how many miles you've done each month. So that gets the accountability for the women. We also have quarterly events. We have in-person events. Like I said, we have over 20 classes, from yoga to Zumba to strength. My mother even teaches a class. I don't know if you've ever heard of Silver Sneakers. That's for seniors. We call it Silver Stars. She gets on there. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see her. She's shaking, she's moving, she's dancing, and my thing is no excuses. I am amazing. We are constantly pouring into one another. We have private WhatsApp group. We have a private Facebook chat. If you want to join our tribe, $55 a month. That's it. Unlimited classes, all of these services. And you know what? I was thinking of raising the price, But I was like, no, because I want more. It's not about the money for me. It's what I'm giving back. And I give so much. I also do one-on-one coaching. So if there's someone out there and they're like, Tina, I need more, the book club. And like I said, the sneaker drive, you guys, if you didn't hear my story before, last year I turned 50. And I was like, you know what? I want to do something amazing. I didn't want to have a party, because when you have a party, who gets to, everyone else, you spend money for them, right? I don't want to travel. I travel all the time. So I said, you know what? I want to do, my son was murdered. 7 years will be in February. So I decided to collect 100 pairs of sneakers to ship to Nigeria in honor of my son, in honor of me turning 50. I found a school in Nigeria. I spoke with the school, and then I realized there were over 200 kids in the school. And I was like, first of all, I was already nervous about the 100. I'm like, where in the world am I going to get 100 pairs of sneakers and money? This is what I'm talking about, your tribe, guys. A guy named TM, he's on Clubhouse. I was about to give up on collecting the 100 pairs. He poured into me like, girl, what is wrong with you? Get your ish together. He motivated me. I not only got 100 sneakers, guys, I pushed it to 300 pairs of sneakers. This May, my daughter and I, we run a nonprofit organization for my son. We're taking those to Nigeria. It's a school called the Waninya Children's Foundation. If you have a goal in your mind to be fit, I'm not even going to say to be thin, to be fit, you have to see it here first. You have to have that faith of a mustard seed. We hear that, right? If you have a little bit of faith in yourself, you can achieve anything. If God put it into your head, I'm sorry, Bella, I'm just rambling right now. I just want to let you guys know, you can, if I can do it, you know, I say I was a little baby whale. I was over 200 pounds, and some are like, oh, that's nothing. For me. Wow. It was. I work with women that want to change their life, but you have to want to do it. I'm that person. I don't want to hear the excuses. Well, I'm tired. Well, I'm tired too. Okay. I'm sad. Some days I don't even want to get out of bed. I'm so depressed. I'm so sad. But I'm like, you know what, Tina? My son is not going to want me laying in bed. My father's not going to want me laying in bed. You want to thrive, all right? And that's what we do for our tribe. Let me tell you, Bella, we are such a family. One lady, you know, it was her birthday. We're all wishing her love. And then another woman said, you know what? Such and such in my family died. And we all consoled that, you know, that other person. That's what's so great about having a tribe of people that are going to support you. So if you're out there and you're struggling with being healthy, you don't know what to do. Because let me tell you, the nutrition stuff, one day, eat meat, don't eat meat. Eat eggs, don't eat eggs. It's like, so I'm like, what do I do? And then don't talk about that premenopausal stuff for turning 50. Then you look at a piece of cake, it's like, where did this extra fat come from? I've been lifted. So join into our tribe, contact me. You know, you can click that button, book a session with me. We'll have a one-on-one conversation. We'll find out what works good for you. Maybe we're a good fit. Maybe we're not. If we're not a good fit, I know so many fitness professionals. Dr. Tanji was here before. I know many people. So, you know, there's no excuses. Join us, join the love. I'm shutting up, Bella. And Bella's going to be joining my classes too. She doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be online, dancing with us, grooving, getting her sexy back. Well, you're sexy already, just getting even more sexy. So if you want to get your sexy back, contact me.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to close out, but y'all know I close out with my time. It is 10:14, and I told you I was going over, and I'm going to probably pick up what you don't know, Stars Tina. For the last 3 years, I always pick a guest, if it's multiple, to close out with a call to action. And of course, you and I know what a call to action is. Tracy definitely knows, because I'm part of the League of Women Voters of Georgia. I am on that board, and we'll talk about that another session. But we're going to have a call to action, and that means I'm going to let Stars Tina, whatever's on her heart, however long she wants to talk, but she's going to close out this show. She's going to tell you what she feels that she really is on her heart. Stars Tina is like me. We are driven women. We love God, and we are believers in Christ, and we go off of how we feel, and we really, really mean it, y'all. I'm going to scream it across the shores of Tanzania. I'm coming back 2025, y'all. I ain't got the money this year. But y'all, we really, really, really mean what we say. We speak from our heart. We speak with intention. But more importantly, we don't ever tell you something that we have not done ourselves. Let me say that one more time. We don't ever in this show, in my show, in Bella Unplugged, because I vet my people, and y'all know I do. Now, I'm not responsible for when the information leaves the airways. You're responsible. But what Bella's responsible for is bringing you unapologetic, right? People who, first of all, they got to love themselves and really be into what they're doing, too. And number 3, they got to love Bella. They can't come on Bella's show disrespecting Bella, trying to grandstand Bella, but to compliment Bella, because we are here for a mission. It's a movement, Stars Tina. And Stars Tina, God is telling me she's going to be added to my tribe. What do I mean? She's going to be coming on here as a regular, y'all. I mean this from my heart. Now, we ain't playing no games up in here because I'm known to say that. I know a lot of people. Y'all know I do. But I want someone like Stars Tina that she can pop in here monthly on a regular. 15, whatever. We'll figure it out. But she's going to come in here and drop nuggets for FREE on her time. And what I want y'all to do is pour back into Stars Tina, because y'all know Bella, I'm coming back with a force to be reckoned with, and I ain't playing. I ain't playing, y'all. I'm not playing. So what I want to do, I want y'all, my YouTube family, thank you very much. I'm looking at the numbers. My Twitter family, I know y'all. I'm gonna put more stuff than just a hello. I gotta get that Twitter. But anyway, thank you. It looks good on Twitter. Thank you all. Y'all are almost up there with the FaceTime people, but y'all can't stop to say thank you for my FaceTime family for watching Bella. Thank you for my Twitter family. I'm looking at the numbers right now. Thank you for YouTube. Absolutely. But I want Stars Tina. She's going to pour her heart out, and she's going to give you what she feels that she wants to tell the world. Y'all can take it or leave it, but I'm going to have her back because she has a very powerful story for y'all that didn't come on time. I know who came on time. She started talking about her story, but I'm going to have her probably a full hour because it's that good, y'all. It's very heartfelt. I have a lot of women in the same space in Stars Tina where they've lost one of their children. I cannot say I have that. I only have one. You know, it's my daughter, but I'm definitely empathetic with people who lost a loved one, especially if it's their child. So, y'all, I'm going to give the mic to Stars Tina. She will close out with what's on her heart, and she will close out with her social media handles. I want y'all to follow her. Y'all know me. We don't come up here and lay up. We're going to do some work up in here. Bella is back. Hot to try for 2023. 2023 is all about me. Roll back, but we got to get into who we are first. So I'm going to let Stars Tina close out with a call to action. She will give her social media handles. I will come on with my theme, and I will see y'all soon. I don't know. I might come back today, y'all, because I'm feeling kind of good stuff. I mean, I'm loved. They know I ain't even got the mic on, y'all, and I'm full with fire. So, Stars Tina.
Yes. Can we make some noise for Bella? Can we make some claps, some stars? Can I see something? I don't know where it is. And I just want to share with you guys how this moment came to be. There is an app. It is called Clubhouse. Is it Clubhouse? Yeah, it's Clubhouse. And we met in a room. And like I said, I didn't think Bella was real. I was sharing how I felt. Earlier, if you heard my story really quick, I am your Traumedy energy coach. A Traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When these two energies collide, life-changing experiences happen. We've all had them. It can be divorce, empty nest syndrome, suicide. There's various things that can change your life. And I have an event coming up in February in honor of my son that passed away. We did a documentary on him. It actually won an Emmy in New York. And every February, that's when he was murdered, February 26th. Every year I've been doing an event. And this year I was saying, you know what? It's a little challenging for me. My daughter and I normally do something together. I started a nonprofit right after he was murdered. And December, I started planning because normally I'll wait 6 weeks. But I said, you know what? This year, Tina, I'm going to start earlier. And last week, I realized nothing was going as planned. The speakers I had backed out, the vendors, I was just like, Lord, give me a sign. What is going on? And I was in a Clubhouse room and Bella just happened to be in there. And I was sharing how I was struggling. I heard a woman talking about her son who was in the hospital for cancer. And I was just like, it's going to be 7 years. My son's been gone. Every February, I do something in honor of when he was murdered, and then August for his birthday. So every year I'm giving back. And these are amazing events. Let me tell you, I have children coming to me saying, Tina, your son inspired me to go back to school and now I'm a doctor. My son inspired me to start my own business. And it's all about the ripple effect. How are you going to leave this earth? What legacy are you going to leave behind? And because of the room I was in, I shared how I felt. I was struggling. A speaker that was in there, actually, Bella reached out to me. She texted me. And this was the second time she did it. It wasn't the first time, because Tina has her ups and downs, okay? This was the second time she reached out to me, and I was just looking. Everyone says, are you okay? I'll be there for you. A lot of people say that. And I was just like, do you really mean that, girl? And she's like, I'm real. And then she asked me to come here. So she's real. Bella is real. And the love and the support that I got from strangers, let me tell you, people, that just uplifted me so much. And I realized it wasn't for me. It was for what I can do for mothers, what I can do for my son's memory. Because when people look at him, 21 years old, had a successful sneakers store, and he did that on his own. I was a single mom. So what I want to leave you with today is about fitness. Yes, that is my Traumedy. I'm your Traumedy energy coach. God pours into me. It doesn't come from me, guys. God puts all these things into my body. I'm like, why me? Why not me? Okay, I am strong. I am powerful. And I think as humans, we have to embrace the sadness. We have to embrace the darkness. Yes, I know it's uncomfortable, but we have to get comfortable getting uncomfortable. Because you know what happens when you go into that darkness? You get free. You get freedom, you get life, you get energy, you get love, and you shine like the stars that you are. God has given each of us these little gifts, and my gift is my energy. It just naturally comes. I don't drink coffee. I do love sugar, I have to admit, but I stay away from it because it's not healthy for me. But my energy is natural. Fitness is my passion and my purpose. God has me here to change the world. So if you're watching this video and you're like, I'm stuck, you start, you stop, you start, you stop. Join my tribe, starstina.com. You go there, you're going to see my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I don't have that many, whatever you call them, because I just started it. But when you go to my YouTube, you're going to see my classes every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern. Join our fitness classes. Look at our, join our tribe on there. Also, I have another gift. I have a gift for you guys. 2021 was the best year of my life. I do vision board events every quarter. You have to see what you want. You have to visualize what you want. And in 2021, in the beginning, I didn't have a vision board. I'm like, but I knew, because I've been doing vision boards for 10 years. You got to do something, Tina. I got a black Sharpie. I got a poster board, and I just kind of wrote on the poster board what I wanted. And at the end of the year, I realized I hit 4 out of the 5 goals on there. And I was like, how in the world did you do that? And the goals that I had, let me tell you guys, these were huge goals that I had for a long time. One of those goals I had since I was in the 4th or 5th grade, and that was to go to Paris. And I remember I was in school and they made you pick a language. They said, pick a language, Spanish or French. And I said French, because one day I'm going to France. This was in 4th or 5th grade. Marathon, I run, all right? And I always wanted to do a marathon. I'm that person. I love to do things that people don't like to do, they can't do. You tell me I can't do something, ha, watch out, I'm gonna do it. So in 2021, I did my very first full marathon, 26.2 miles in Paris. Okay, my daughter went there with me. This year, like I said, I collected over 300 pairs of sneakers. You have to have that vision in your head to push through. So I have a free ebook for you. Again, tap into there. This ebook is called Rituals and Routines for a Wonderful Life. So if you want a wonderful life, grab my free ebook, contact me, and it tells about what you should do in the morning, not should, what you can do in the morning, what you can do at night to have a wonderful life. And then lastly, I'm starting a movement on Monday. I'm looking for 6, I'm sorry, because the one is my girlfriend's friend. 6 women that weigh over 250 pounds, and you want to change your lifestyle. I'm not looking for people that want to lose weight for a wedding or lose weight for the summer. No, lifestyle, permanent changes. If you're looking for that, contact me. Or maybe you're just looking for a tribe to connect with for classes. That is where I want to see you. Clubhouse, I'm so excited to come here once a month, Bella. I'm just telling you, I want to be your in-house Traumedy coach coming in here, because there's so many things I could chat about. But with that being said, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, wherever you are, I am Stars Tina. This is Bella's house. So excited to be here. Bella, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for having me. Can't wait to come back again. And that's about all I have to say today, guys. Thank you for coming through.